Oh, hello, you insouciant long pigs. It is I, Zombie51, coming at you for a live stream. Hello. So this is just kind of a chat to the audience kind of thing, a bit of a stream of consciousness and just all that kind of stuff, yes. But nothing particular to say, I'm just going to say shit, innit? So how is everybody doing out there in internet land? Got a comment already from Quentin 5075 Rom. I'm doing okay, thank you. Yes, I am doing okay. Yes. So when I get comments, I'll be putting them in there. So feel free to ask me stuff, say stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't got any super chats yet, but if I do more of these, I may get them. So I'm trying to expand my YouTube channel. I'm going to try and get some. To make some money, basically. I'm not going to quibble about it. I've got a Patreon if you want to join that. The links are in the description. I'm on Rumble now as well, yes. Put videos up on there. And before anybody gives me shit about it, it's an extra thing to, spread the word around. I just realised I left my phone on silent. I didn't put it on silent. Bad YouTuber, bad, innit? There we are. Yes, so sorry about that. Yes, I should have been prepared. I was trying to get the video sorted and everything sorted first, and I completely forgot to do that, but now I've done it, so there we are. So yeah. As you can see, I'm testing out new things. I've got the inside of a ball cube behind me there from, if you can tell me the episode, I'll be very impressed. So we've got Quentin 5075 Rom again. I found a zombie movie I might not know about. Life After Breath. No, I haven't seen that or heard of it. I will have to check that out. I do love a good zombie film. As you can probably imagine, I can't see it. I can't see it. There you go. There you go. Dawn of the Dead, one of my favourite movies of all time. And what's gutting them is they are having the Living Dead weekend at the mall where they filmed it in Monroeville. This is the last time because apparently as of next year they're pulling the mall down. Yeah, I think Walmart or somebody's bought it and they're redeveloping the whole area, and which is absolutely gutted that I can't go. And they've got like all the remaining cast and crew going to sign autographs and that, and it kills me that I can't get there. I just can't afford it. Not unless fucking miracle happens, and I would love to do it. I'd love to do filming, film all the filming locations and all that. But it is what it is, isn't it? So yeah. I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, I was distracted for a second. Yeah, no, I'm just going to try and do bits and bobs on here. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. So I haven't got it. Do you know, I'm so poor at the moment. I ain't got my TF Nation tickets yet. I need to get them very soon. I get paid at the end in a week on Monday. And then I'll get my TF Nation tickets. Then it'll be on like fucking Donkey Kong. So I hopefully excuse me. And I've got a fucking shopping list a light year wide. Oh yeah. First stop is, as always, is Toy Fu. You must buy from Toy Fu because Toy Fu are amazing, and I will be buying expensive box from them. So I've got a big Stanley Cup Xbox One. My sister got me for Christmas. It's full of water to quench the voice box, and so to speak. I've got 5 viewers. Cool. So if you got any questions, feel free to add them. So I'll just be just telling what I've been up to, really, which is not a lot, really, because I've been trying to save up. And last month was an expensive month, and it was just one of those things, just like when just things keep going out and you just can't have no control over it. It's that sort of thing, so I'm rewatching Stargate SG-1 again. I fucking love that show. It's a fucking fantastic show. If you love a bit of sci-fi, crack on with Stargate. The movie, it's all right, but the the TV show is just fucking great. I mean, I love the Goa'uld as a bad guy, and I love the Replicators, poor man's Borg, so to speak. But I actually like the Replicators. They are like the Borg, but different enough to make me interested as well, which is really cool. So yeah, I've been watching that. I haven't really bought anything. I think the last thing I bought was the re-release of Thrust. What we call it? Wolf Sabtron Thraz Thrust. Now I've got all the Conehead Seekers, which I'm very happy. I still need the G2 Ramjet and Sandstorm and a couple of other ones that they did. I still need Thundercracker and Skywarp, but you know, hopefully they'll get reissued at some stage. So yeah, Andy Prime 5DJ, D5D, J5D, sorry, even. I'm on season 6 of SG1. Nice. I'm on season 4. Episode 18, The Light. So I've just paused it, I should turn that off really. But I'm using it as a light, an extra sort of like a dull light source. Yeah. Which is really cool. Yeah, I like Stargate. I mean, there's episodes where you've got bottle episodes where it's just set in the SGC, and like one of my favourite ones that is Singularity, where they connect to P3W451, which is the planet with the black hole, and then the Stargate starts having time dilation effects and stuff. And it's a really cool episode. I really do like it a lot. It's a really cool episode, that one. Sorry, I thought I had somebody shouting. So yeah, another one I like is Window of Opportunity. Is one where they get with O'Neill and Tim get stuck in a time loop. It's fucking great. Nathan, 23801. Did you ever start Cyberworld? If not, highly recommend it. No, I haven't. I keep meaning to. Everybody keeps telling me that. I've just not got around to watching it yet. But just recently, the Transformers shows like the one before, was it Cyberverse? Cyber Show? Cybertron? I don't fucking know. The one with Alan Tudyk, or is that the one you're talking about? I'm not sure, because I watched that and I was it didn't do anything for me. And I watched which one was it now? Fucking hell, the one after that. No, the one before that, the one that was, I think they call that Cyberverse as well. The one with like the 10-minute episodes, that one. Again, just didn't do it for me. So we got Andy. Oh, we got fucking hell, can't even speak now. Is that Fluff and Buster Films? What we got? A lot of folks about being good at the moment, saving those trader room funds. Adam White via movie card. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, saving up. I haven't got anything saved up right now, but by the time TFN rolls around, I will have a sizable bank. Because I've been working it out. I've got some badly scrawled notes there. Looks like the manifesto of a serial killer, along with just other random stuff. I've been writing down what Dreamwave comics I'm still missing as well. I'm still missing a few of those. I've been getting them quite. Actually, the ones I've been missing have been popping up on eBay, fairly easy to get. So I've been getting a lot of those recently. That's a lot of fun when they turn up. What else we got? We got Fluff and Buster as well again. Cyberworld is pretty good. It's cast for a great laugh. Yeah, people have been telling me it is on the list to watch, but like I said, I'm rewatching Stargate SG1 at the minute. So, what's this one? This one is Quentin again. Where you're able to find it and watch it in the flesh. What, Cyberverse? I know how to sail the 7 seas. I could get it that way, shall we say? Fluff and Buster again. It's funny running through the recent TV series. It doesn't feel like the amount of small shows recently have blurred the lines of exactly what's going on in the law. Yeah, I just want when it comes to Transformers, like the current Skybound stuff, I just want good action adventure stories with Transformers in it, you know? And the last couple of TV shows haven't been giving me that. You know, it's like people give G1 a bad rep, but I like it because it's very episodic. It's very, you know, it's not everybody's going to get it. I get it, but it's just fun adventures with these characters, and you know, and there's a lot of action in there, and then but the Skybound comics have just like really have taken that and have started with that and took it, you know, for as long as they can. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking it a lot, and I can't wait for that show to come out, especially if they do a G.I. Joe show and then apparently Mask coming into that as the universe as well. But I need to read the G.I. Joe stuff and Void Rivals. Well, I still haven't read Void Rivals yet. Fluff and Buster again. Finally, proper question from me. What would a new SG1 series need to be, and what could the producers learn from the failures of Trek? Well, don't be the modern audience, just be the audience. Write well-crafted stories with good characters, good sci-fi premises, and all that sort of stuff. That's all it needs to be, is just take instead of putting the modern, you know, modernity in there and the modern world and all that kind of stuff, just give me cool sci-fi concepts that I can watch and go, oh, cool aliens or spaceships, and you know, have really good character development. That's all it needs, really. That's what most entertainment needs these days. Just, you know, a clean house and get back to good storytelling. That's all. When it comes down to storytelling, that's all it is. Quentin again. If you like Transformers, there's a Chinese crossover series called Mayatsa and Transformers. Is there? Oh, I'll have to check that out. Wait, is that the ones that doing? What do I call it now? Is it the? Is it card robot? Those things. The toys look fantastic. I've seen a few. Somebody had one at TFN, and I can't remember who it was who had it last year, and it felt like you know, Armada stuff, you know, Unicron Trilogy stuff, big, robust, heavy, you know, with fantastic ratchet joints. That's what's missing in modern Transformers, I'll tell you now. Good ratchet joint. You know, the ones that, you know, proper, you know, that have good click, as we say. Yeah, I mean, I was going back to Stargate for a second, though. I think what Stargate... I mean, there's nothing wrong with bringing the gold back, but they need a new enemy. They need a new threat. But I don't want Mystery Box either. I don't want... We have this mystery and we need to solve it and, you know, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that as a premise for a show. But it just seems like that's another thing about modern Trek is it's a mystery box, and you know, and then instead of giving you clues and red herrings and stuff like that, it just tells you what it is. And you know, I like to speculate. I like to, well, it could be this, could be that, could be this. But you can have that kind of show. Enterprise season 3 is a prime example of that. Which is a great season. People tuned out to season 2, and I'm like, I get it, I understand, but just give season 3. Watch Regeneration. It's the Borg one. It's a really good episode. And then watch season 3. Season 3, well, the end of season 2 as well. But season 3, that is a mystery box. The new aliens called the Xindi attack Earth. No spoilers, but and then they spend the whole season trying to find who these guys are, and they get red herrings and they get information which is then deleted from the computer and stuff like that. So you can have that, but also have standalone episodes within that as well. And I think that's what modern writers, use that term very loosely, seem to forget. So yeah, but yeah, I'd really like to see another really cool, really dangerous. How are we going to defeat these guys, aliens? You know, and you could bring back the Tok'ra and the Free Jaffa Nation, and or even the Replicators could come back. You know, but I just want something new and dangerous, and like, you know, something a bit like. I mean, with technology now, you could do something like Species 8472, something that kind of alien in there would be quite cool. You know, I'll bring back the Ritu or the Fairlings. Even we still haven't seen who they are. They could be Eviltons. You know, but yeah. So that's Stargate. So back to Transformers. I'm really looking forward to the next trade because I'm not collecting the comics, and the reason is they're on to what is the fourth, I think issue 30 or 40 now, and I've just been collecting the trades, and what my favourite thing at the moment is going to the comic shop, buying the trade when it comes out, and then going to Spoons, the Spoons literally over the road, and you know, getting a few beers and reading the comic cover to cover. It's one of my favourite things at the minute. And I'm really enjoying that, and so I need to get Void Ravels to kick, because that kicks everything off, and then I mean they've done it in a very like Marvel Comics used to do back in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. They would have stories that would overlap to a certain extent, but also you didn't have to read. Like, for example, Spider-Man might show up in a Fantastic Four book, said, I've seen this weird thing, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, but you could just read Spider-Man and not read the Fantastic Four, or vice versa. Or you could read the whole lot and get the big picture. And that's what these are doing with G.I. Joe, Void Ravels, Masks coming as well. So it should be really cool. And I was speculating that with the Mask, though, no, with Mask, Mobile Armored Strike Command, not the Mask. But the reason those vehicles are like they are, so, you know, it ranks itself because you've got Venom, you know, is it Villainous Organization? Oh, I can't remember what it stands for, but you can exchange. It can be an offshoot of Cobra from G.I. Joe. You know, Cobra spits venom. You see, there it is, and then they can try and reverse engineer Transformer technology, and that would create the the transformations into, you know, different things. You know what I mean? It makes sense. It's kind of there already. You know, the premise is almost there already. And so, yeah, I think it would. Yeah, it would be cool. I'd like to see that. I mean, like I say, it writes itself. But Alex Kurtzman. Sorry, wrong Alex. Robert Kirkman. That's what I meant to say. Robert Kirkman, who did The Walking Dead, is taking over the Transformers story, I think, and then if he hasn't already, I think it's pretty soon if he hasn't already. So yeah, so that's why, because the reason why I'm not collecting the comics, to go back to that, I just fucking segued slightly, is because I'd got burned on the IDW stuff. I got so fucking pissed off with it. It put me off comics for a while, quite honestly, Transformers, and because the whole it just went in a weird direction, and I'm like, this isn't for me, this, and you know, with everybody having relationships with each other, I mean, it's fine, but it's not why I read Transformers. You know, I've said this a million times, but if I want to read a romance story, I'll read Idiosyncratic Routine. Well, there's a reference for you. But that's not all one of Transformers. So when it came out, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm done with that shit. And then people go, no, it's really good, really good, really good, really good. And then I saw like panels and that popping up and on various socials and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, actually, it looks pretty good. And then like little references here and there. And I'm like, do you know what? I'll get the first book. If I don't like it, it's fine. I read it and I fucking loved it. And I was already, was it 6? I think we're already like 12 issues in by that point. So I'm like, yeah, trying to track down those issues might be hard. Plus, can't really afford it at the moment either. But it's the best-selling comic book at the moment, I believe, as well, or it was. And yeah, and issue 1 has got something ridiculous like 13 reprints of it. You know, I mean, I remember when Dreamwave came out back in the day, and that had a few reprints, but not many, only like 2 or 3. I'm not counting like retailer incentive issues or anything like that. But yeah, that was the #1 selling comic for 6 months out of 5. And the only reason they didn't get number 6 was because Armada came out, and that got #1 as well. So, and that's a really good comic, actually. Oh, I need a drink there. Oh, yeah. So, Funbuster again has popped up there. Would I cross over other elements of the comic into films and TV into the films. TF films have lost their way of late. Would a Mass G.I. Joe help to find help or hinder Transformers films? You're right. I think with the problem with Transformers 1, there's a couple of problems with it. It's a great film, though. The film itself, I really enjoyed. I saw it twice at cinema. I have it on Blu-ray somewhere on behind me here. And I got it signed by, what's he called? The guy who plays jazz. So it's a great film. Love the film. But the couple of problems is, one, firstly, the film wasn't marketed very well. Now, I didn't even know it was even coming out until the trailer had dropped. That first trailer with the Guardians of the Galaxy type trailer going on with, I think it was Rolling Stones song on it. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me, this. I'm not, this is, probably the same as everyone else. There's something about it, I'm just like, nah, not for me. And then it was too humorous. Well, they put a lot of the jokes into the trailer. Now, the jokes in context were very funny. I'm not going to say you watched the film, you haven't seen it, but so it was the marketing wasn't done very well, and secondly, it came after Rise of the Beast. Again, I liked Rise of the Beast. I also liked Bumblebee as well, but the Bayverse films have hindered a lot of the goodwill of the Transformers films, because if you look at the Transformers films, the first one is actually okay. I quite like the first one a lot. In the one that came out 2007, so it's nearly 20 years old. Would you believe it? Fucking can't believe that. The first Transformers movie is 20 years old. Not the original 86 movie, 40 years old. But there is no compare. That's the best one. But if you, because I can't even remember what happens in the last one they did before Rise of the Beasts and before Bumblebee. I can't even remember what that was. Because they all blur into the same film. We've got to get MacGuffin A to place B, and then it's just, Transformer guff in between. And it's not even, and it's just explosions and fucking, Michael Bay, and it's just like there's no context. It's just a trumped up firework display of a toy advert, but advertising toys that nobody wants because the designs for the movie toys are rubbish, let's be honest. And I've lost four people. Oh, I had 6 at one stage, never mind. And and I think that's kind of hindered the movies. I think logically, it should be shelved a couple of years. But G.I. Joe, on the other hand, again, I liked the first movie. I thought the first movie was a lot of fun. Second movie, not so much. But the first movie was a lot of fun. There's a few bits in it I'm kind of going, But overall, though, it was a lot of fun. And if they made a G.I. Joe film that was more like what we know of G.I. Joe, a little bit silly, a little bit over the top, I think it could work really well. And Mask as well can be an offshoot with that, because you can set things up for Mask in the G.I. Joe film. Like I said earlier about, Venom being an offshoot of Cobra, and then you can have Mask, you can have Agent Tracker as part of G.I. Joe, and goes, I've got a division that can sort these guys out. Yeah, you got to. So you can have it in there as well. But a film that would work really well would be Visionaries. And that would tie into Energon Universe as well, because they're on a planet Prismos. So that would work, because everybody likes wizards and magic and stuff at the minute, with like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings and all that sort of stuff. So that would work really well. But you've got that also ties into He-Man, which I can't wait to see. that. The trailer looks really good. That looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see that. So we've got Quentin again. Okay, let's see. Arnold Schwarzenegger's confirmed that he wants to be directing. Sorry, I can't fucking read. Has confirmed recently that he will be directing, but not starring in a third Conan film. Production starts this year. I like the Conan films. The first one is a fantastic movie. The Conan the Barbarian, then it was Conan the Destroyer, then Red Sonja was the third one, wasn't it? Yeah, with Bridget Nielsen. and all I remember is a boobs. But no, yeah, Conan would work really well. But how can you have a Conan film without Arnold in it? I know they tried with Jason Momoa a few years ago, which was not very good. But you could. It'd be nice to have if he's got a cameo in there as the king or something. That'd be great. Yeah, Conan film would be great actually. Yeah. What else have we got? Quitting again. Anna says there will be Conan 3 productions begins this year. I hope so. I really do. I hope it's just fucking proper, magic and sorcery, and there's a few wizards in there, and barbarians fighting orcs and shit. Fucking great. I want some of that. That'd be fantastic. Andy Prime. Well, there we go. Andy Prime. Unicorns poking out of the earth. Yeah, that. Because they were doing that in Prime, where Unicorn was Earth, and then he could manifest himself and different things. So they were trying to tie it together, and the whole Quintessa thing was rubbish as well. Now, which one was that? Was that The Last Night, or was that Age of Extinction? I can never remember. They all tied to the same film because they're all the same fucking movie, like the Harry Potter films. I couldn't tell you the difference between the Harry Potter films, because it's the same film. It's something happens 30 years ago. They don't tell Harry. He works it out, and then it turns out to be Voldemort at the end. That's every Harry Potter film ever. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the Unicron thing. Yeah. Now in Rise of the Beasts, that was fucking awesome. I really did like Unicron in that, and the fact that I was in this when I went to the cinema and I heard the Unicron theme, and it was fucking, I'm like, yes, finally, because in all those films as well, they've never done the Transformers theme as part of the as part of the universe. They've never done it. We've got the Turtles theme in the Turtles movie. They did. Michael Bay, he did direct it, did he? He just produced it. We got the Turtles theme tune in that, looks like we're getting the Master of the Universe film for this film as well, but no Transformers theme in was it 6 movies, 7 movies? It would be great. So we even got Spider-Man theme in the Tom Holland Spider-Man films, and even the Tobey Maguire films. The original theme tune is on the soundtrack, just even just a da-da-da-da-da kind of stinger somewhere in the film, but we never got even that either, and that annoys me. It just it's right there. Come on, just give us what we want. But it comes back to like the Green Arrow show, Green Lantern show that's coming out. They're just calling it Lanterns because I saw a clip with it. The producers or somebody or some of the creative types in charge of it, and they went, "Oh, we thought the green part was very silly," and I'm like, "Well, then why are you doing Green Lantern then?" It's kind of Green Lantern is a very silly thing. It can be written very well, but it's a very silly premise. I understand that, but why do that show just to change everything? Then do another show, Anyway, that's what gets me. That's what fucking grinds my gears at the minute. It's like, well, why are you doing it then? If you're going to change everything, then it ceases to be the thing that you're doing. You see? Oh. Yeah, so yeah, same as Arrow too. Yeah, it's just like it's called Green Arrow because he wears a green uniform. That's the thing. It's ridiculous, really. But it's started off well. And then after about the second season, I was out with that show. I was like, yeah, not for me anymore. And then Fluff and Buster Films. For all the Hasbro exploit the 1980s Transformers, they feel embarrassed to use the soundtrack and direct media from back then. They do. You're right. Absolutely right. They do seem embarrassed by it. It's like the new prime example is the new Star Wars stuff, the Disney Star Wars stuff. Again, they don't use the theme tune. They might get a little stinger of it, but but you don't get the Star Wars theme, like the epic opening of a film and stuff like that. It's just that's what Star Wars is. Like and again with the new Star Trek, there's none of that bombastic music where we're exploring the universe. We've got this grand ship that can do anything, and we're exploring space, and mankind has progressed to a point. Now it's all blink, blink, blink kind of music. Star Trek Voyager has got a brilliant theme tune. It's kind of haunting, but determined. We're so far away, but we will get home. And it's got that triumphant thing about it as well. Whereas nowadays it's just blinky, 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 blink, and then showing flowers and that, which has got nothing to do with space. Anyway, let's move on. Then we've got Quentin again. Sylvester Stallone has signed to produce Rambo prequel titled John Rambo. Wasn't that the last one he did? The one that came out, was it 2009-ish? Will be a film about the origin of Rambo. You see, right, okay, that kind of character doesn't need an origin story. I don't need to know his backstory. I kind of like having it sort of reasonably vague, because then you can apply anything you want to him, and it works. It's like, oh well, it could have been this, it could have been that. Little hint here, little hint there. That kind of character, you don't need a prequel for it. I don't think. I mean, it might be good. I don't know yet. I can't speak to that point. But they, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't need a prequel to understand it. So yeah, but it's just one of those things, I guess. It's like, well, we've got this again. A lot of Hollywood comes down to, we have this franchise, let's milk it for as much as we can, kind of thing. Instead of going, right, this franchise has these characters, this premise with these aliens in it, for example, and we can do this with it. Fine, let's go. Instead of going, oh, we've not done anything with that for a while. Let's stick a film out. We've got 100 scripts here. We can mash them together and then just slap the license on top of it, which sometimes it works. I mean, the G.I. Joe movie I referenced earlier was a script about something else that they just sort of rewritten into the G.I. Joe film. So it is one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I like Rambo, but do I need to know where he comes from? Not particularly. I mean, what they're going to do? Stallone's like 78 or something now, isn't he? So he's a bit old to be running around, the streets of. Because if you're doing it as a prequel, I think because the first Rambo film is called First Blood. It's not even called Rambo, and didn't that come out like 81 or something? So if you're doing it the prequel, you're either going to have to hire an actor that kind of looks like Stallone, or you're going to have to de-age Stallone. And de-aging technology is, shall we say, hit and miss, mostly miss, so, you know what I mean? So it's kind of, Love and Buster movies again. As for Lanterns, I'm giving them a chance. They're pulling from every very unique part of the comic lore. So if they screw it up, I'll be livid. Yeah, I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. We'll give it a chance myself. But it's just like, because I heard that they're gonna kill Hal Jordan off at the end of the season, and it'll be Jon Stewart that'll be taking over. That's just a rumor that's floating around. I don't know how true that is. But if they do it right, they could make Hal Jordan into Parallax and be a villain for the next season, which could be good, but it all depends, doesn't it? Fluff and Buster again. De-aging only works on faces, but the guy cannot move like a young man. No, he can't. No. Like I say, he's it's like 70, nearly 80, bless him. Arnold's not far behind him as well. He's like 75 or something like that. So and yeah, there's no way he's going to be running and sprinting and jumping and stuff like he did in the first few movies. I guess he could play his dad, I guess, but it's one of those things I don't need to know about the prequel of Rambo. I suppose you could do it when he's in, but again, because the whole thing is all because he's a Vietnam vet. Are they going to use Vietnam as the backstory, or are they going to use the Gulf, whichever Gulf war they want to choose? So Afghanistan or whatever. because if you watch the first movie, it's clear it's Vietnam that he's coming home from, and he's all changed because of it, which is fact, which is what happens during war, it's called post-traumatic stress disorder, isn't it? They used to call it shell shock back in the World War II. Yes, Andy Prime again. I'm finding Wonder Man a bit slow and boring. I saw the trailer, not interested in even a little bit with that show. Just like, yeah. Like with most Marvel stuff now, I'm just like, I think for me, the bubble burst, and it burst back at the end of Endgame. Because I watched the shows and the movies that came out post that, and yeah, it was a sizable decline. I think what they should have done is ended it with Endgame, then release Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man came out about the right time, but then shelve everything for at least a year or more, and then go, oh yeah, you want more superheroes, boom. And now with Doomsday coming up, and I hear it might get pushed back till April next year, and then having Robert Downey Jr. come back, because let's be honest, that's a marketing ploy more than anything else. So yeah, as Doom as well, it's kind of, I think Christoph Waltz would have played a good Doom, but it is what it is. I've got Quentin again. Noah Centineo will be playing a young John Rambo. Okay, fair enough. And then Fluff Buster again. Apparently he does at the end of. Apparently he does on a satisfying note. Does end on a satisfying note, I should say. Yeah. Oh, that's Wonder Man you're talking about. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I just saw the trailer and I was like, nah, I'm done now with Marvel stuff. To be fair though, I got like that when I was reading the comics. I used to be spending 80, 90, £100 a month on just comic books at one stage. I mean, this is going back 20 odd years when I had a shit ton of disposable income. When you could do a part-time job and earn a fuckload of money. That's what I was doing. Actually, I had two jobs. I was working in a comic shop, so I got it all discounted. But I just got to a point where I'm done. Yeah, I mean, after, what was the last thing? The last major thing I got was Avengers versus X-Men, and that just turned into weird shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'm done with that now. I'm really done. But something will bring me back. I mean, I've got back into Transformers at the minute, and I've been reading the. If you have to see it, I hold it up. The Star Trek Voyager comic. You can't see it. Why can't you see it? There you go. Star Trek Voyager comic, which is pretty good. Basically, it told the story of what happened to them when they got to Earth, and it's not exactly what you think either. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was all right. It's only 5 issues as well, so Fluff and Buster again. Do you think Doomsday is a disaster waiting to happen? No build-up, just weak shows and bland movies. Yeah, I think so. Because the Fantastic Four movie, it really annoyed me because Fantastic Four is one of my favourite comic groups, like X-Men and stuff like that. I put the Fantastic Four on the thingy, and it was just dull, the movie, quite frankly. It was just fucking dull. And the Thing didn't do the thing he's supposed to, and didn't do, his clobbering time and stuff like that, which I was waiting for. And, there's like, you just missed, it looked good. I mean, I like the 60s interpretation of the world, but even though it's like a modern day, but in the 60s, like with instead of big like CRT monitors on buildings showing adverts and stuff, that sort of stuff was brilliant. I loved all that, but yeah, it was just bland. And the TV shows I stopped watching the TV shows after, now I can't remember. I missed Hawk lately, watched the first few episodes of Captain America, of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. When he became Captain America, I'm like, no. I didn't see Captain African American at all, just no interest. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the actor's fault, and it's not anybody that's in the fault. Just from what I hear, it wasn't good, so I just tuned out. And I saw the trailer, I'm like, and then they reshot the film twice as well, and I'm just like, that's a bad sign. Now, if you're doing all these reshoots and stuff like that, because apparently as well for Doomsday, they haven't even finished the script yet. You know, you think that would have been fucking bent into fucking chiseled into stone at this point and go, right, we've got a script, we can do it. But apparently the writing as they go along, which is no bad thing because that's what they did for Lord of the Rings. But they had the story there, they had the books there, you know. But it's like, again, it's the thing of discounting all the comic material that you could, you know, for 70 odd years you could go back and go, right, we like this story element, we'll take this. You've got it all there, you know, but they don't want to do that, you know. And this multiverse thing has got to a point where it's been overplayed. There's a great episode of Stargate SG-1 actually, where they have a multiverse episode where the Stargate keeps opening and a bunch of different SG teams keep coming through. There's a great episode. It's quite reminiscent of the episode Parallels for Next Generation as well, where Worf keeps shifting to different alternate universes. So it can be done really well. I mean, this was back in the 90s, you know. Stargate was like 2005, I think they did that episode. 2006 maybe. So it can be done well, but now it's just everything. There's a variant and the TVA and all that sort of stuff, and it's just like bored now, you know. Bored now. Like Adam said, there's no build up. They're just gonna drop it. Whereas Endgame, you had build up. You was hinting at. This was coming, and there's a big bad on the way. But they also told self-contained stories. You know, you could just watch one film and go, well, that's great. I don't need to see the others. I'm happy with this one film. And I mean, you could just watch the Avengers films without watching anybody else, and then still get the story. That's the point it was going at, and it had a natural progression of each Avengers film felt more important than the last one, if that makes sense. You know, made it feel more. The stakes were higher and stuff like that, and they kept getting higher and higher and higher. And then nowadays it's just, hey, remember that thing we mentioned that episode or that movie ago? Well, keep watching this because we're gonna. It's an advert for the next movie or the next TV show. So then you've got to. So then not only do you have to watch these shows for references that they're going to do in the films, because if you haven't watched the TV shows, you're going to be lost. I mean, I won't be lost because I know all these characters anyway. I've been reading comics for 40 odd years, you know. So it's kind of to the normie, they're going to go, wait, who's that character and who's that guy and why is Tony Stark now Doctor Doom? You know, it's, you know what I mean? Yeah, they've lost the momentum, quite honestly. So we've got Quentin again. Let's see. Apparently, The Bride turned out to be box office failure. Not surprised. Yeah, it did. I looked at the trailer and went, nah, mate. Nah, this does not look good at all. And it's a shame, really, because Christian Bale is a good actor. So, you know, and it looked with that big fucking ink stain on her face and all that. And I just, nah. So Fluffenheimer again. Fluffenbuster again, sorry. This is what annoys me. Actors and actresses get mucked about around with script, changing scripts. Then the audience blames them for odd acting and poor character. It's true. It's really true. And that's what happens. And it is a shame. You know, it's like when... Oh, no, what was it? Well, the new Star Trek show, Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The acting in that show is... You get better acting from fucking kids doing nativity at primary school. You know what I mean? But it's not the actors themselves. I think a lot of them aren't skilled enough. And that's not... I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just that if they did a few more TV shows and a few more... They would grind the craft, especially on good writing. You know, you can go, right, I get this character. But if each episode is they're throwing out a script that completely destroys the episode before or the episode of the next episode, you know, they're up and down, they don't know where they are, you know. And then by the end of it, you can just say, yep, another paycheck this month, brilliant, you know, which is fine. Get that, I understand that. For a job in actor, cool, you know, if you're getting paid, brilliant. But, you know, you're not going to get more work if you're pumping out shit, are you? You know, same for the directors and stuff like that. It's just like, give us some substance, you know? And then Fluffenbuster again. The amount of new Trek actors have those shows, going to normal shows, and they're great, yeah. They realise that there weren't an issue on track. It's true, yeah. It's not the actors per se. It's the producers that come out and say, well, this isn't made for you, and because if you don't like this character, you're an ist and a phobe and this, that, and stuff. And that really annoys me, because all I've said was your show was rubbish. Okay? Never mentioned the actors, never mentioned this and that and the other. I just said your show was rubbish, right? Now, if they'd genuinely come across and said, look, okay, the first season was a bit rubbish, but stick with us. The season 2 is going to be a lot better. I might go, do you know what? Well done. I'll give you a chance, and I will sit and watch season 2. Sure, because you said to me that okay, there was some decisions, choices made, some decisions made that weren't great. Benefit that I'll tune in for season 2. But if you're telling me that this isn't for me and this isn't for you, and you're not our key audience, well, I'm a Star Trek fan. How am I not your key audience? Because Kathleen Kennedy came out and said the same thing about Star Wars fans. When they did Galaxy's Edge at Disney World or Disneyland or wherever, they had, it was all Disney Star Wars. It was none of the classic Star Wars. Now, if they'd had split up into 3 different sections, you could have had Clone Wars, you could have had prequels, OT, and then Disney trilogy. Great. But she came out and said she didn't want 50-year-old fans walking about the park. Now, let's be honest. Those are the ones with disposable income. Those are the ones who are going to be buying their shit, right? And they're the ones that are going to be introducing their kids to Star Wars and bringing a new generation. And people go, well, you're just gatekeeping. Yes, I am gatekeeping. Because but look at Doctor Who is a prime example of that, right? Doctor Who ended in 1988. It was at 80 or 89, right? And the fans kept it alive, right? Now that is gatekeeping, done right. Okay, there are bad signs of that, but I mean, you look at from 88 to 2005, not counting the 96 TV movie they made, the pilot that didn't, which was okay. Had a great TARDIS interior. That TARDIS set was fantastic. But that's the thing. I mean, you look at those fans, they were getting nothing. I mean, this is when Star Trek was at its height, remember. So you've got the fans that were not getting anything. They would get the occasional book and the re-release on VHS, or Doctor Who magazine was still being produced, and then Doctor Who conventions were just starting to pop up here and there. And then the Big Finish started as well, and then it came back in 2005 with absolute praise, because it was great. And I want the height of sophisticated storytelling. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a lot of fun. It was great to watch. I remember it real clear that first Saturday night when it was back on the air. Christopher Eccleston, there's a few silly moments in it, like when he gets attacked by a sentient wheelie bin, very silly, and the CGI is not very good. but when watching it back reasonably recently, it's a good year or so ago, I watched that first season back, and it was really good. Christopher Eccleston, fantastic. He should have had more seasons, but there we go. But yeah, so then it come back, and then it did fucking bank, did it? From 2005 to probably midway through Capaldi's run. That's the downhill it faced. I'm not going to go into that, but that's what I'm saying. So it had a good run for a good few years, and the toys were selling well, the merchandise was selling well, and but then it stopped. Then you got your Jodie Whittaker. She was a good actress. I don't mind her as the Doctor. Never had a problem with her. Just the script she was getting, jank, right? And then the redoing the whole of history of Doctor Who, and quite frankly, because it's been cancelled now. Let's be honest. If they go on from here, they should retcon everything up to Peter Capaldi, everything after Peter Capaldi, and start afresh from there. That's my personal opinion. And just have Daleks and Cybermen and none of this modernity rubbish. Anyway, sorry, yeah, I got onto a bit of a rant there, sorry. Fluff and Buster again. Been a good chat, gotta head off. Look forward to your TFN update. Oh yes, cheers Adam, for popping in. I will, yes, be doing lots of TFN updates. The big one when I get my ticket sorted, so, you know, and the hotel side, and then, yes, they will come thick and fast. So thanks for hanging around. Cheers. See you soon. So we've got Andy Prime again. Tried watching Deep Space Nine, got bored at the end of season 2. Oh, dude, no. That's when it gets fucking good. That's when it starts to get fucking good. Right, okay. Please do me a favour. Please give it another chance, okay? Watch Deep Space Nine. Watch the first episode again. Then you could probably miss quite a few first season episodes, because I like them, but okay, I see your point. Watch the last episode of season 1, the first episode of season 2, and the second episode of season 2. Then watch from Rules of Acquisition, which is not a great episode, but there's bits in there that once you see it, you'll understand. So you watch that, and then get to the end of season 2, and then watch season 3. And from season 3, it's fucking amazing series. Please, 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 please give it another chance. Please, please give it another chance. So we got Quentin again. Release date for Super Mario movies, April 1st this year. I'm not sure if they picked that date. It seems a bit, but seems legit. Yeah, it's a bit odd choice. Yeah, I mean, when is April 1st? I think it's a Thursday. I think because that's when movies get picked for cinema. Let's just check. No, it's a Wednesday. Again, a weird choice for Wednesday. Yeah. So I'm just checking on my phone, on my calendar. Yeah, it's a very interesting choice, actually. But I like the first Mario film. I think it was a lot of fun. Very silly, very nonsensy. Just the kind of thing you'd expect from a Super Mario film. And I enjoyed the living shit out of it. I like the fact that but if you watch it though, right, it's almost the same film as the original Super Mario Brothers from '93, the Bob Hoskins one. You know, they start off in New York, they go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and then it spills out into New York at the end, and then they have the battle at the end. So it's very much like that film. But I also like the fact that they threw in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show theme tune as their advert for plumbing, which was hilarious. I don't know if they re-recorded it or they just used it from the TV show, but it's the same guy doing it anyway. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Well, the films I'm looking forward to this year. Oh yeah, please give it another go. Please, trust me. By the end of the series, you'll be crying your eyes out. It's so good. Please, please, please. You'll enjoy it. Yeah, the films I'm looking forward to most this year are Master of the Universe. Can't wait for that. Looks great. Scream 6 actually looks really good as well. They're taking a huge fucking dig at the woke folk, which I'm in for. You know, I can't wait for that. Street Fighter looks like the most ridiculous, silly nonsense in the universe. I'm in for that. Mortal Kombat 2, because I watched the first Mortal Kombat. Well, it's the original one as well, because the guy who played, I forget his name, it escapes me, who played Shang Tsung passed away, and I had to watch it just in honor of him. It's a great film. It's very shit, but I love that movie, the original Mortal Kombat movie. And then I watched the remake reboot they did back in 2018, 19-ish. And I hadn't seen it until I watched it, and fucking, that was a lot of fun. And even had the dun 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 dun, you know. And then when Scorpion goes, "Get over here!" I went, "Yes!" So Mortal Kombat 2, Street Fighter, Master of the Universe, Godzilla Minus Zero. I can't fucking wait for that. That's going to be fucking great. Super Mario, I'll see it. It's not one I'm going to rush out and see. I'll probably wait till Blu-ray, get it on Blu-ray. So I've got the first one somewhere. It's downstairs, I think. Yeah, so I'll probably wait for Blu-ray for that one. But the other films, I'll be there fucking, you know, I like the back row because it's kind of high. So, we've got a wild Sammy. You all right, Sammy? Yeah, I'm doing real good. Thank you very much. Now I'm on the right meds. I'm doing great. Doing really well. Thank you very much. Yeah, so how are you doing? Anyway, I've seen you pop up on Twitter and stuff like that. So I've been following along, and so yeah. I can't wait to see you in no July, innit? It's fucking, that's not even a year. It won't be a full year. Can't wait. Just gotta wait for my fucking payday and then get the tickets. Oh, excuse me, mouth's getting a bit dry. So yeah, we've got Scottish Trekkie coming in. Hey too. I've been doing well. Yeah, so yeah, I've got 5 people in. Pretty good. So, you got any questions? Let's have some questions. Come on, throw me a freaking bone here. Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait to do my TF Nation videos. Yeah, they're going to be thick and fast. I have been, I'll be honest, since the lockdown, kind of, I've been a bit slack on my YouTube channel as well, really. I mean, I used to enjoy doing my videos, and it's got to a point where it's becoming a chore almost, and I don't want it to be a chore. I enjoy making the videos. It's just getting around to it, and because I'm unemployed at the moment because of my illness, I can't work, which is driving me fucking balmy. I've got asthma, and it's driving me fucking balmy. I feel fine. I mean, I can sit at a computer, I can there, but I'm still not legally well enough to work. But yeah, so I'm just waiting for the all clear, hopefully, fingers crossed, soon, so I can start in some money, get my own place, buy Transformers and video games, and just enjoy life. I mean, I'm trying to enjoy life as it is, but yeah, anyway, moving on. So yeah, I forgot what I was fucking talking about now. Scottish Trekkie. Looking for another new He-Man. Yeah, I am really, because I always liked He-Man. I thought He-Man was a great idea, and it upset me when I found out that John Irwin had died, the voice of He-Man, because that's like a part of my childhood has gone, because the He-Man cartoon was, even though, right, you look back at it now, the animation was very much of the time where they used a lot of the same images, the same cells, but it worked for the time, but that's the common thing. And then when things like Transformers came out, which rewrote the rule book, didn't it? And so they used new animation cells for each episode, whereas, all right, they used the same ones occasionally here and there. It's just a cost-cutting measure. But back in those days, it would be, you'd do, say, 100 different poses of each character, and then you would even use, because what they used to do is what they call in movies rotoscoping, where they would film people moving around, because that's why the animation looks quite, realistic, because they would record people walking around and then trace on the video screen them walking, and then they would put that into the animation cells, which is pretty cool. So, oh yeah, sorry, Tiffin's going to be a riot this year because of the 40th anniversary of the 86 film. Not only that, right? So it's the 40th anniversary of the movie, right? It's the 30th anniversary of Beast Wars, the 20th anniversary of Cybertron, and the 10th anniversary of TF Nation itself. So all those Transformer celebrations all in 1 year. How fucking cool is that? And plus Vince DiCola, it's going to be fucking blast. I can't wait either. Can't wait. Scottish Trekkie question. New He-Man, Mortal Kombat 2 movie, which one? Both. I'm going to go see both. I looking forward to them both the same, because like I said earlier on about the Mortal Kombat movie, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I want to see it. So, I got Quentin. Oh, now here's a question. Quentin, what's your all-time favourite film and TV series? Oh, you can't ask me that. It's like choosing which is your favourite child, Okay. There's a list. I mean, I can't pinpoint to one film. I'll do you my top 5 films. Top 5 films. Transformers the movie, obviously. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. The original 1978 Dawn of the Dead. Right? Oh shit! Sorry, it's not me TV remote. The 1978 Dawn of the Dead. Fucking love that movie, and probably Ghostbusters. That's my top 5. Right? Star Wars used to be in there, but because of the whole Disney thing, it's kind of dropped down the list a bit. And Lord of the Rings is in the top 10, obviously, but those top 5 TV shows. I'm going to count Star Trek as a whole, except the Kurtzman shit. That's not Star Trek. So Star Trek, Babylon 5. Okay, do me sci-fi shows. Star Trek, Babylon 5, Stargate, SG-1. Stargate as a whole. So there's SG-1 and SG-1 Atlantis in Universe. Love the X-Files back in the day. I didn't like the later seasons they did with, what's he called? T-1000 was in it. Robert Patrick. I didn't like those seasons. Red Dwarf. And then you want the comedy shows, then again, Red Dwarf's on that list. And you've got the young ones, Blackadder, Bottom, IT Crowd, Father Ted. Just, yeah, you can't ask me things like that. I mean, my DVD and Blu-ray collection will put HMBs to shame, so, yeah. But if I had to pick Phaser to my head, I have to pick one. Probably Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I fucking love that TV show. I could watch that 1,000 times and never get bored. And favourite movie, probably Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, put a Phaser to my head. There's something about that film that just speaks to me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's a lot of fantasies being played out in that movie. There's, it's the end of the world. The only thing that you've got to worry about is staying alive. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to. But in this day and age, the fucking call center will still need you in for work. But then people have now just become targets to destroy as well. So you can have that gun violence thing going on. And then you've got a shopping mall. Imagine being trapped in a shopping mall. Everything's free. You can eat anything. You can use anything. It's all yours. And, because you're surviving. That's all you are. And I think there's a lot of that in that movie. But it's also, the thing I like about it as well is that the zombies, well, George Romero, the reason he wrote Dawn of the Dead in the first place is the fact that he was walking around that mall, the Monrovia Mall, and this is the 70s, when these things weren't a popular thing yet. And he saw people walking around with vague expressions on their faces, and he thought, these just look like my zombies from Night of the Living Dead. And that's why it's set in there. It's all about consumerism, literally. You've got people eating people, and so there's that going on as well. And then you've got the, it's just a fun riot. It's just a fun film, and it's one of my absolute favourite movies. I fucking love that movie. I have it so many fucking times, and I got this set as well off my dad for Christmas a few years ago, which is the Dawn of the Dead 4K Blu-ray. Can't see gone. Can't see it because I'm using. There you go. It's 4K Blu-ray, and it's the. Not only do you get what do you get in the set? You get the theatrical cut. You get the extended can cut, which is also known as the UK cut, and then you get the Argento cut, which is slightly different again, and then you get a fuckload of special features. Some which are on other releases, but you also get soundtrack of the film in there as well on CDs, and then you get 2 books in here as well. Let me show you. You get a making of the film book, which is pretty cool, and then you get a novelization of the film as well. So it's a massive set, and I fucking love it, and it goes for a lot of money on eBay now. This set, So yeah, it's just a lovely thing. So this is what I mean. This is why I love physical media. You can't get this, on fucking Netflix. I mean, the film's not on there anyway, but to have it in my hand, watch it anytime I like. The internet goes out, put a film on. I can do it, and that's why I recommend physical media to everyone. So yeah, and it's just a lovely thing to hold and have all that extra bits on there, because I mean, you watch a film on Netflix and that, there's no extra features on there, is there? No deleted scenes or anything like that. Because I'm one of these people that, I was a proper film snob when I was in my teens. I was like, not into the Hollywood system at all. I mean, I'd go to pictures to see it, the films, but I would like into horror, into kung fu movies, into fucking, the Hong Kong films like Hard Boiled and all that sort of stuff. Reading Empire magazine, being a fucking proper film snob, and watching fucking 70s horrors and all that sort of stuff, And so yes, I've got a big into my movies, and that's why DVD Blu-ray collection behind me now, and that's there's something about it. There's one of these things that I couldn't let it go. I couldn't be like Elsa and let it go. I mean, I have Netflix and things like that. I mean, yes, it's convenient. Yes, okay, there's a part of me that sometimes I go, I can't be asked to look. I'll just flick something on. But then that was always the case, though, because you'd watch normal TV and that'd be the same thing. You'd put Sky on and go, oh, there's film on. I'll watch that because it's on telly now. You know what I mean? So that's not changed. It's just, I mean, a lot of these films I have here, you can't see. So I've got the background on. Let's see if I can turn that off for a second. No, I can't once I'm going. Yeah. Can I get rid of that? No, I can't. I'm still learning this thing, quite honestly. No, I can't do it. Yeah. Anyway, next to me here, there's a thing of Blu-rays and that, and a lot of these on here aren't available to watch online. So, I've got fucking shit ton of horror films here, which you can't watch on streaming, So, and then we've got Quentin again. I think the UK cut is the best cut of Dawn of the Dead. It is, however, there is a cut on YouTube which has, it's an amalgamation of every cut. It's called extended cut, I think somebody called it, or it's the mall cut. But they've got every scene that exists for Dawn, and they've spliced it together and made the full film. And to be honest, I'd wish they'd released that on Blu-ray, because the more of that film I watch, the more I want to see. If you know what I mean, I could happily see a 6-hour version of that film. Because people go, oh, it gets real boring in the beginning. I went, yeah, that's the whole point. You've got the whole action sequence at the beginning, and then when they get to the mall, for a good 40 minutes or so, the story almost stops to a halt. But that's the point, because people go, oh, I'm getting bored. I went, yeah, but so are the characters in the film. They've got all this shit in front of them. They can do whatever they want. Because when they first get there and they first lock the zombies out, they're having fun. They're in the arcade and playing games and all this kind of stuff. And then it gets to a point where when Roger dies, spoilers, but when Roger dies, it cuts to a few weeks later, a few months later, and they are becoming bored now. And that's a really smart bit in the film. And then it cuts to the zombie, because you don't see a zombie for a good stretch of that length. Then it cuts back to the zombies outside. It's like, yep, they're still there. They ain't going anywhere, and they've got time on their side. So all they've got to do is wait, for you to make a fucking decision, to make an idiotic decision, which they will, because you will at that stage. You'll go, fuck it, I'm going to run across the parking lot because I'm bored. I am that bored. I'll, see if I can't get stopped by a zombie. And so, yeah, and that's part of the thing. And then after that, it descends into fucking, the end and that. So, yeah. So, Scottish Tricky. Mate, love you loads. Awesome content. But going to log off early night, working tomorrow. Live long and prosper. Night, Tony, mate. Yeah, night, dude. See you in a bit. Have a good one. I will try and get some more Star Trek content out there at some stage as well. It's just... The ships now are fucking expensive. I mean, these Lamos ships were, when I was getting these regular, can't see, there we are, they were a tenner a throw, which I thought at the time, tenner a month, wasn't too bad. Now they're doing slightly larger ones, and they're like £60 a throw, and quite honestly, that's a lot of money to fork out every month. Oh, excuse me, getting real dry there. Andy Prime, I've been looking out for Eight-Legged Freaks, not seen it in years. I've not seen it in years. Do you know, I don't think I own that one. I do not. Do you know, I don't think I've seen it since it came out on DVD. I think my sister had it, and I was babysitting one night, and I put the kids to bed, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And that must have been, I don't know, 2007 or 8-ish? Because then it come out in like 2002, I want to say. God, do you know what? I ain't seen it since then. Fuck. Do you know, I can't remember anything about it either. I know it's got big spiders in it. And that's all I know. That's all I can remember about it. I'm sure it's available on Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure. Because, just go to HMV, I'm sure it's there. Or go to CEX if you don't want to pay a lot of money. I'm sure you can find it on DVD and that. Oh, that's getting empty. That I'm going to refill it in a minute. Yeah. So yeah, So I'm just checking my YouTube, the actual YouTube version of this, because I've got it in the background to see how it looks. Even though I'm looking through StreamYard, I'm just seeing how it looks because I'm still all new to this thing. I think I'm getting there, you know. But yeah, so I've got 2 people watching. I think one's me. So who's in the chat actually? Can you just shout out who's in the chat? Because I mean, I want to do this regular enough so I can get super chats, and I know it's like begging for money. I mean, but like all the big YouTubers do it, don't they? So I just thought if I start doing it soon, I could build an audience and then start getting, some extra funds every month. You know, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? So because you know what, I quite like to talk. I must be part Cardassian, not Kardashian, Cardassian. You know, one's a reptilian alien species, the other one's from Star Trek. So you know. But yeah, Andy Prime, hello. Good. So it looks like just you and me. By the look of it. But no, it's been nice to see people dropping in and out. I'd like to get like 1,000 fucking views would be nice, you know, 1,000 watchers. But you know, I mean, the thing is, I've been doing this YouTube thing. Well, I started my old channel, and for some reason I got logged out and I couldn't log back in. So I started Sound of SG1, against Stargate reference. But also Soundwave and Generation 1 was another, so it kind of works for both things. Anyway, so I started this SG1 channel back in, I want to say 2012 or 2013-ish, I think. And I just got to I got to 1,250 subscribers. Then I lost 7, and I've got back to 1,248. And I'd like to get 10,000 at some stage. You know, it's not easy. I mean, I must fade into the, the ocean that is YouTube. But the problem is with YouTube is that they don't look after the small YouTuber. It's all about the big ones. I mean, yeah, they're earning the money. I get that, but still, they should be looking after us as well. You know, they should be throwing us a bone, and stop and just when I get a milestone, they change the fucking rules again. They move the goalposts again. You know, I just got partner status, and then Logan Paul decided to be a fucking dickhead. Fucking hate that prick, or Jake Paul, whichever one of the Paul brothers, when he went to that suicide forest in Japan, and then instead of penalising him, they penalised the rest of us because of, you know, and the worst thing is they didn't notice for fucking 2 weeks they put this video up, and then went, well, if you want to be a partner now, you've got to hit these requirements. Great, thanks for that. And then there was the whole PewDiePie racist joke business that he did. And and again, was it the Adgate or whatever it was called? They changed the rules and they changed the goalposts, and it just made it harder for us small YouTubers to fucking get anywhere. You know, I mean, I'll be honest, my content is pretty generic when it comes to Transformers, but I like doing it, and you know, I'd like to get some recognition for it. You know, I'm not blaming all my subscribers and my patrons at the moment. No, I appreciate you every day, but just, you know, I want to get, because the problem I've got is my best videos are ones that I do of rare characters, and I'm running out of them. You know what I mean? So Micromasters and Pretenders seem to do well. I've got a couple of Micromasters and Pretenders left, but I want to stretch them out a bit. I don't want to put them all in one go, then I've got nothing to fall back on. You see what I mean? So I mean, you know, the TFN I'll be getting some. I'll have a lot of bank at TFN because, well, fingers crossed I will. And then I will get some very good stuff. Oh yeah, must buy from Toy. Quentin, hey, you're still here too. Cool. So Andy again. If you get a chance. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be situated in the bar somewhere. I will be around. Don't you worry about that. You know. So or just give us a message on somewhere on socials. I've got all my socials now. Just give us a message, tell me where you are, and I'll come find you. Or, like I say, just search the bar. You'll see me in there. If I'm not in there, I'll be in the dealer's room. So or at a panel or something. But I'll be about somewhere. Andy Prime again. That's the problem Knowles is having. Yeah, it seems to be us small YouTubers that the algorithm doesn't want to pick up, and it's like, well, what makes our content different to other people's, or the same as other people's, that the algorithm's not picking us up, and that algorithm is a fucking bastard to fucking bypass. Excuse me. That's why I share it on as much stuff as I can. Twitter, Instagram, everywhere I can think of. That's why I'm on Rumble as well. Hopefully people will come there, will see me on there and come here as well. But it's just a piss take, really. But I'm still at it. They should be looking after us as much as they look after the big boys, and giving us helping hands and things like that. And then and then you get the occasional email going, and then you've got the content fucking bots as well, and it's kind of like, well, your content we've detected content that is copyrighted and that, and I got one copyright strike from a video from the Transformers soundtrack, which wasn't out yet. There was no intention of it ever coming out, and then it was like, but I looked at it, I went, this isn't even the song that you're saying it is, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and I even fucking protest. I protest everything. I say, look, it's context for review. How can I review something without showing you context for it? And that's what I do. And because I don't have an intro sequence to my videos, because I like to tailor the intro for what I'm talking about. It makes it a bit more interesting. Particularly Star Trek. When I did my Eagle Moss ships, I like to use, instead of using the theme tune over and over and over again, I use the theme tune very sparingly for each series. Like I'd use, for the hero ships, that's when I'd use the theme tune. Okay, but when I was talking about a different ship that was in one episode, and the exact music or a piece of music that was reasonably close to it, and do it that way, and just make it a little bit more interesting, And then this is when the algorithm wasn't such a fucking bitch to get past. Like for example, if they, Orinoco Float by Enya, because there's a runabout called USS Orinoco. I can't see it. There it is. USS Orinoco, and I thought Orinoco Flow would be a good choice for it. The USS Thunderchild, NCC 63549, Akira class. I used the song Thunderchild from War of the Worlds because it mentioned the name of the ship in the song, that sort of thing. And then sometimes I'd use dialogue from the show, or sound effects from the show, or, just something, just make it different every time. So you're not watching the same thing, even though you are watching the same thing, if that makes sense. And it just made it, in my opinion, made it a bit more interesting, Okay, so, quitting again, let's see. Still not as popular as you, but recently passed 120 subscribers. Oh, well done, son. Well done. That's fantastic. Keep going. That's all I can say is keep going. And the advice I would give you as well is keep going. Keep doing what you do, but keep to a schedule. The algorithm likes a schedule, though. That's why I do videos every Wednesday and Saturday, Thursday and Saturday, sorry, because if you keep to that, the algorithm kind of finds you still. So if you say you're doing a video Saturday, make sure it's out Saturday. I mean, you can have weeks off, sure. You can say, well, as long as you let your audience know that you're taking a week off. I had a week off, not last week, before. Dad was in hospital. Nothing serious, it was just routine. But I just, I was a bit kind of, so I didn't do a video, basically. But he's fine, he's home, he's doing well. So I was just not in the mood. I thought, no, do you know what? I'm taking take a week off. But yeah, you've got to keep to your schedule. And live streams, again, they're not for everyone. You don't have to do them. I haven't done. This is the first one I've done in a good while, to be fair. But yeah, live streams are good. Good interacting with your subscribers is good as well. And so just keep doing what you're doing. So it's just a lot of work and a lot of networking. I did a lot of networking at TFN. I need to speak to Lucan about that, actually. Lucan, who does Lucan's Tees at TFN. If you're watching, I don't think you are, but if you are, if you do see this, I need some T-shirts printing up. Basically, what I'm going to do is, keep it in the family. Lucan does Lucan's Tees at TFN. I'm going to make him get me some T-shirts that have my logo on it. And on the back, I'm going to have a QR code, directly to my channel. So basically, so you can scan the QR code while I'm there and then sign up. So I've got a lot of people to do that at TFN. And you go, you're still on with us, John. Are you subscribed? Actually, I'm not. Well, why don't you subscribe? And why don't you subscribe when you're right? It's all about that. It's all about, I'm going to have stickers made up as well that's got my QR code. I'm going to stick them places. I want some enamel badges made up as well. So that should be quite cool. And I'm just going to hand them out to people as well. So, I'd say I have plans of the Talshire. I will, eventually, because I do want to break into other toy lines as well, because I do want to review, I want the new mask toys, because I love masks. Why did I sell all my mask stuff? Needing money, I guess. So I want to do the mask reviews. I want to do the Kenner Aliens as well. I've got the Queen up there. Still mint on card. I got it during lockdown. I think I got it for like £10 mint on card. The card's a bit roughed up here and there, but it does the job well, and it's still on there. So, but the Kenner Aliens line is not an expensive line. There's quite a lot of figures, but it's not an expensive line to collect. Even the most expensive figures aren't that expensive. I think you can get a boxed power loader for like £100, I think, like that. So they're not dear. So I want all that sort of stuff, because Aliens is another favourite movie of mine. And I'd like, when I get this fucking place sorted out, I like shelves with all the aliens on it. It looked really cool, because I like the fact that, because it was going to be a cartoon, but for some reason it didn't come out. But the designs were sent to Kenner, who made the toys, and they were going to be different things. So I like the fact that all the aliens are all different as well. You've got like a scorpion alien and a bull alien and a flying alien and a snake alien and that, and I like the fact that it's all different ones, which is really cool. So I'd like to do that at some stage as well. And just branch out a bit, I need monies, you see. So like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And join my Patreon. I've got some cool rewards over there. All the links are in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you can have your name in the credits. Just to support me would be nice. Hint, hint. You don't have to. It would be nice though. And like I said, the more of these I do, and then I can do super chats and all that sort of stuff, would be great as well. Then I can add money as well, and just so the reason is so I can buy more stuff to review. So I can get more stuff to review, more expensive things to review, and I do at some stage or another. I'll put it down there. I want to go through I want to do a video about all the Dreamwave comics as well. Not into the history of the company or anything like that, just the actual books themselves. Because the artwork in some of those books is fantastic. Some of it's a bit kind of dull surprise. But yeah, I mean, but some of the like I said, the Armada into Energon comic was a great comic. Did lose its way at the sort of the beginning of Armada, at the beginning of Energon, but they were transitioning it because it was eventually going to be coming to Cybertron as well. So obviously it was cut short, and then the War Within was getting good as well, all that sort of stuff. So unfortunately, due to legalese, we'll never get a resolution to that story, because apparently a lot of it's still under contract and legal issues and that. So you'll probably never see the light of day, unfortunately. I mean, TFN last year did put out a, the reconstruction of issue 32 of Energon, which I haven't read yet, only because I want to read the books from the start to get caught up, and then because everybody said, they should produce it as a comic book, but again, for legal reasons, they can't, so it's swings and roundabouts, really, So Quentin again. For certain types of vids on specific days. I do certain types of videos on specific days, and it's been going well. Movie collections, Monday robot toys, Tuesday, Saturday action figures, Thursday, Friday mega books, Wednesday video games, Saturday. Yeah, I mean, just keep it up, you know, and share it around. Join groups on Facebook, even if you don't post on them, just post your videos up on them, and create a Facebook group for your channel as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. That's what I do. I put all my videos on there and share them as much as you can. You know, spread the net wide. You know, because the more you do that, you know, somebody will see it and go, oh yeah, I've seen this guy before. I'll check him out, and then you check him out, and you know, and then suddenly, you know, 2 more have shown up, and then 3 more have shown up, and then 100 have shown up. You know, that sort of thing. So cast a wide net. But yeah, so I need to do more video game stuff. I play a lot of video games, but then again, all I seem to play at the moment is the fucking same 3: Halo, Star Trek Online, and Call of Duty Zombies. That's all I seem to play at the moment. But I am replaying Batman Arkham Knight. I've finished the game, and I'm doing the story mode plus now. So I'm doing that, and so yes, I like that game a lot. Actually, I like it better than the other 2 as well. People go, well, Arkham City's the best one. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's not a bad game at all. I like it. But Arkham Knight is the one for me because you can be in the Batmobile. Although I wish you can buy skins for the Batmobile, but you cannot drive them around Gotham City until after you finish the game, which is a bit of a fucking piss there, quite honestly. You know, I mean, they were only 50p a throw, so I thought, well, you know what, 50 pence, I ain't bothered. But that's what, you see, when it comes to video games, DLC, I think, ruins video games, but especially when all the data is on the disc, right? And then you can only access certain points of it through a firewall, through a paywall, sorry. That I don't like. I don't mind, like, extra story and things like that, sure. But if you do it at a reasonable price, like I said, a £5, sure, I'll buy it for a £5, no problem. You know, but if it's not on the disc, like skins, if they're a couple of quid, sure. But if you're trying to sell me, so you pay 60 quid for a game, and then for the everything else, all the extended features and all that, for another £20, so a game now becomes 80 quid. Now, it's all right if you get like a special edition statue or something like that. Sure, okay, not everybody does that. I generally don't do that. But I made an exception for Resident Evil. When Resident Evil came out, I bought the full edition version. When Resident Evil 2 remake came out, because I love Resident Evil. And it had the original soundtrack and all the costumes and all that sort of stuff. And you know, it's not something I normally do, but I did for that, you know. And it was not a bad price. For a tenner more, you got a shitload of stuff. And then they brought out free DLC as well. So that's good. Oh, well, I'm going to call it a day in a minute because I've been chatting for an hour and a half. So thank you to all of you who stayed and chatted. Big shout out to everybody who watched me. Thank you. I'll be doing a few more of these. I'll be doing some TF Nation updates, but stay tuned for my Transformers reviews, which will be every Thursday and Saturday. Check out my socials, are in the description below. I'm now on Rumble as well. And if you're in a position to help out the channel, please check out my Patreon. Some cool rewards over there. And for as little as $1 a month, you can have your name in the end credits of my videos. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Thank you for asking a question. Thank you for just chatting. Thank you for just liking. I will catch you all very, very, very soon for another one of these. Quite enjoyed it tonight. So another one of these. I'll come a bit more prepared. I'll have some news and things ready as well, you know. Ooh, professional. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all very, very, very soon. Bye for now.